Why is your highly polished, mechanically deep game abandoned after one session, while millions of people open a simple mobile game like Monopoly Go daily just to tap a red button? The difference isn't the graphic budget, it's that Monopoly Go never allows players to leave thinking their work is finished. A strong core loop is not just the thing players repeat, it is the thing that makes the next session feel mandatory. In this video, we are going to break down how satisfying game loops can actually kill player attention. Surprise! We look at how games like Hades and Subnautica turn failure and physical limits into psychological hooks. And finally, we will run a simple audit on your game to guarantee players leave your first session with unfinished business and with a desire to come back for more. Most developers fall into this logical trap. They see players dropping off after 10 or 15 minutes and think, we need more content, we need more weapons, we need more levels or a deeper story. This is the content treadmill. You spend weeks drawing sprites, coding bosses or designing sophisticated systems. You release the update and your day one retention doesn't move a millimeter. Why? Because if players are leaving due to a flat core loop, adding content will not help. More levels just give them more room to feel the same weak desire. Here is the hard truth. A player's first session is a battle against forgetfulness. When a player closes your app, their brain does a cleanup. If they feel completely satisfied because they have completed every quest and their inventory is clean, their brain marks that experience is done. The brain forgets the game. To bring players back tomorrow, you don't need a satisfying ending. You need to leave them with a cliffhanger. And this is exactly something this next game did well. To see a broken loop in practice, let's look at No Man's Sky at launch. The early loop was just functional. You mine plutonium with a laser, use that plutonium to charge your thrusters, mine carbon to charge your shield, and repeated the same thing over and over again. On paper, it's a loop, but players aren't playing your flowchart. They are thinking and asking, does this make me play more? See what the next moments has in store for me. Does it want me to keep on playing the game? In No Man's Sky at launch, the answer was no. The core action was holding a button to drain a rock, and the outcome didn't expand your horizon or change your experience. It just felt like maintenance. See, I understand. All this is easier said than done. So now let's discover how we can use psychology to build a loop that brings players back for more. To build a loop that actually retains, we have to look at a quirk of human psychology, the Zeigarnik effect. Psychologist Ruma Zeigarnik discovered that the human brain remembers uncompleted tasks drastically better than completed ones. An unfinished task creates mild cognitive tension, and we naturally crave the resolution of the tension by wanting to complete the task. In game design, we use this to turn a mechanical loop into a desire flywheel. Most weak loops look like this. The player gets the point, the XP, the good job sound, and the loop completes mechanically. Not only that, but it ends emotionally as well. This is why making rewards more satisfying is only half the job. The reward also has to point forward to something next. Think of your reward loop like breadcrumbs, not a vending machine. A vending machine gives the snack and completely ends the exchange. Breadcrumbs gives something small, then immediately puts the eye to the next step. The moment you resolve one goal, the reward itself must expose the player to a new, near-term desire. These next games are clear examples of leaving breadcrumbs for the players. Look at Vampire Survivors. The basic action is suspiciously simple. You move, weapons fire automatically, you collect gems, and you level up. But the rewards are not just numbers in the game. The reward updates the player's immediate situation. For instance, picking garlic changes how close you can stand to the enemies. A projectile upgrade changes your safety zone. The reward changes what the next 30 seconds of the run feels like. Now, let's look at Subnautica. It masterfully pairs this with a bounding limit, the oxygen. Early on, you only have 45 seconds of air. This intense friction forces you to dive, grab 2 rocks, and scramble back to the surface. It cuts the game into small, high-tension loops. But when you finally craft an upgraded oxygen tank, you don't just get a passive stat boost. You get 75 seconds of air. Suddenly, you can dive deeper. You see new resources like copper. You spot strange caves you literally couldn't reach 10 seconds ago. By satisfying the goal of getting more air, the game has instantly given you 3 new questions. What is inside that cave? How do I mine that copper? And once I mine that copper, what can I craft next? The loop you see is never allowed to close. Well, all this is good till the time the player is winning all the time, right? So you might ask, what happens when the player fails? In a weak loop, failure just says try again. It resets the board and wipes motivation. But a strong loop uses failure to build the next motivation. Look at Hades. You fight, you collect boons, and eventually you die. But returning to House of Hades is not a failure screen, it's the next phase of the loop. Death is where you spend resources, advance the story, and adjust your build based on what you just killed. The run ends, but the desire does not. The player restarts the loop with a highly specific intent. I know exactly what I want to try this time. The same logic also applies to other games which might not be roguelike. In Clash Royale, for instance, a single 3-minute match sits tightly inside a system that feeds into each other. Trophies, arena, and just unlock timers. When you finish a match, you are 80% of your way to a new arena. When you hit that arena, you're one card away from upgrading your main deck. One system builds to another. And the funny thing is that these meters almost never align. You're never allowed to have all your goals at zero. When you close the app, you're sitting right on the edge of achieving the next milestone. I know, you might be thinking, all this is quite cool, but we need something actionable for our own games, right? How do you apply this to your own build today? Well, here is how. You run the 3 loops audit, where you look at how players engage with your loop 3 times. That's why it's called the 3 loops audit. Step 1. Record. Film the first 5 minutes of a completely fresh player. Do not explain anything. Do not rescue the session. Just watch. If it hurts to watch, good. That means the test is working. Step 2. Identify. Mark the exact moments they experience the first 3 loops of your actual core action. Not the tutorial pop-ups, not menu navigation, the actual gameplay loop. In an action game, it would look something like engage, attack, defeat, and then loot. Step 3. Map. After each of these 3 repeats of the core loop, evaluate the player's state using 4 criteria. Number 1. Action. What did they just do? Number 2. Feedback. Was the sensory feedback clear to the player? Number 3. Reward. Did it fundamentally change the player's capability? And number 4. Desire. What specific near-term goal do the players now want to achieve? If that desire box is empty, or if it just says, keep playing the game because that's the objective of the game, you have located your retention leak. Do not start by adding 10 more levels or drawing new assets. Fix the smallest repeatable unit first. Make the reward open a new question or add a new task. Retest till the players want to play your each subsequent loop. Stop building content for a game that players abandon in the first 10 minutes. Stop decorating a weak loop with expensive art. Open your current build today and run the audit. If you want to build system that players actually stay to finish, hit subscribe. We break down the systems, design metrics, and psychology that makes games survive contact with the real players, not just your internal team. That's all I have for you today. I will see you soon in the next video. Until then, I wish you the best in building the irresistible loop. Take care.